Well, howdy there, Internet people, it's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump, trade deals, and your cost. We're going to start by reading a message and a question that I think people might want to hear. Quote, Miss Belle, I don't get it. What is he doing? I work for a big three automaker. The EU trade deal says they'll have a lower tariff than we will on cars, just like Japan. This doesn't make any sense. It doesn't give us an edge. It just raises the costs. None of this makes any sense. First, as everybody is reacting to it, to include world leaders, we're starting to realize that, once again, Trump's trade deal is a trade framework, that it still isn't fully approved by the EU, and that some of his claims aren't actually in what was discussed or tentatively agreed to. But it's hard to make sense of it. Higher tariffs for high American content cars won't spur the American auto industry. The cars will be more expensive to produce than their competitors. And since the foreign companies have their cars taxed at a lower rate on entry to the U.S., their cars will be cheaper. Since their home country isn't taxing raw materials on entry, it'll be cheaper to make them there. His whole scheme really puts American companies at a disadvantage. It gets really hard to understand how any of this could possibly be about helping the U.S. auto industry. What if that was just something he told the gullible? Because his plan makes complete sense if it isn't actually about helping the working class. It makes complete sense if you consider for a second that it isn't about jobs or boosting the American economy, but more about taxing Americans and generating revenue by ripping off the working class to pay for the tax cuts he gave to his billionaire friends. When Trump was on the campaign trail, we talked repeatedly about how he would start talking about bringing back all the manufacturing, and then start talking about the massive amounts of tax revenue it would raise. We pointed out at the time, you can really only choose one of those. If manufacturing came back, you wouldn't be generating massive amounts of taxes because the products would be made within the U.S. completely and face no tariffs. Even the BBC is listing American consumers as the losers in the deal. Under his scheme, products get imported. The American company gets taxed. The company passes that cost along to you. In case you missed it, this is what all the economists were saying was going to happen when he was making all of these promises. It was never about helping the working class. It was about helping the rich people at his golf club. The billionaires don't have interest in helping you. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.